You've been on vacation, you've had an amazing time. You're thinking to yourself, I just want to go on vacation again, but I can't afford to do it, or I can't afford the time to do it, or whatever it is. And I want to give you some tips, especially if you're in Florida, especially if you're on the Space Coast, some tips of some things you can do to really enjoy where you live now. And the thing is, this is really applicable to any state. So I just got back from vacation, and while I was on vacation, I was thinking about this because we did all these fun things in the other states that we were in. Do the people who live there do those fun things? I'm sure they do. But when we think about a trip, a vacation, we usually think of going out of state. And we're lucky enough to live in Florida. If you're on the Space Coast of Florida, you are very lucky because you're very centrally located. And there's so much to do, both natural kind of things and man-made things. But they're all awesome, and they're all very easy to get to from our central location on the Space Coast. So we're going to talk about fun things to do in Florida as a Floridian. And these are things that you can do for a weekend, a couple days, 2-3 days, or you could do a week. You could even do longer. So let's start with the most famous one that's close to us, which is the amusement park. So we're talking about Disney World, Universal, SeaWorld. I have a lot of clients, and my daughter, in fact, who have annual passes to these parks, and they go all the time, and they are a great value if you're a Florida resident. You can pop over for the day, you can pop over and spend a weekend, or you have an unusual day off, you have a sick day that's not really a sick day, and you decide, that's what I'm going to do with myself. But it is a great thing to be able to do, because when you're there for a very short period and that's your vacation, and as people from out of state know, you're trying to cram it all in, trying to do everything in the week that you're there or however long you're there. But with an annual pass, you can just go and spend the day and do just a few rides and wander the park. And really, it's very joyful. I'm a huge Disney fan myself. I love Disney World and Epcot and all of that. There's people who love the thrill rides at Universal. There's people who love SeaWorld. But whatever your park is, your favorite park, it's just so easy as a Floridian to go over there. So again, that's a man-made experience. So let's go on to the next one. There's the 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞. I know I didn't pronounce that right. 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞. Anyway, it's here in Gainesville. It's a river, and you can go tubing down the river, and people love it. It is a little cold. You can tie your tubes together. People float coolers down the river with them. I haven't done this actual experience, seen a lot of videos on it, and it looks so amazing, so fun. Another fun thing to do in that north part of the state is 𝐸𝐸𝐾. So people often go there, groups, families, and they rent houses near each other and they go oystering. And it's certain times of the year that you can go do that, but it's a lot of fun. You take your boat, if you have a boat. If not, find a friend. Find a friend with a boat and go do that. It's a great experience. And wherever you are in Florida, again, these are all drivable. Florida's a drivable state, very easy. You don't need to get on a plane, just throw your belongings, or in this case, maybe throw your belongings in your boat and head up to 𝐸𝐸𝐾. A lot of people enjoy Ocala National Forest. That's also in the north part of the state, and very beautiful, very natural surroundings, and you can camp there. So that's good for people who enjoy camping. My idea of camping is not really camping. I'm not a sleep on the ground in a tent kind of girl, but if that's for you, Ocala National Forest is a great option. I'm a huge fan of Florida's Gulf Coast. Of course, we are on the East Coast, so the Gulf Coast would be the West Coast of Florida, and I particularly love Tampa, St. Petersburg, Clearwater, Sarasota area, sort of that center of the Gulf Coast. There is so much to do there. That is one of my big weekend getaways. It's crossing the state for me, so it takes about 2.5 to 3 hours depending on where I'm going. Tampa has an amazing foodie scene if you like good food, and I do. There are so many fabulous restaurants, there's great shopping, there's a lot to do. if you enjoy that type of thing. There's also the beaches of St. Pete Beach and Clearwater, gorgeous beaches, beautiful sunsets. I particularly also like St. Pete, the downtown area, which is not near the beach, but I love that along the bay there. So beautiful, lots of great bars and restaurants, lots of great little shops, local shops, which is fun. You can just wander along Central Avenue or down by the pier. And my best friend lives over there, and it's a great excuse for me to go visit her and also have a great time. Of course, she enjoys it, and that is one of my favorite areas in Florida to go to. And the beaches there are very different than the Atlantic side. So the Atlantic side, that's the ocean, and it's much more temperamental, a little bit cooler usually, unless you're in South Florida. The Gulf waters are really, really warm because of the Gulf Stream, and usually very clear and also still. So if you enjoy that, there are beaches over there. They also have more of a sugar sand beaches. Oh, and Captiva is great, and Sanibel Island, if you like shelling, that's a great thing to do. Go spend some time there, and some of the best shell collecting that I've ever seen. Now we're gonna head south and talk about the Florida Keys, because I think we are so lucky, because I've been to a lot of islands that are not in the United States. I've been to islands in the United States. I don't think anywhere really approaches the Caribbean feel like the Florida Keys. It's so amazing, so relaxing. If you like to fish, that is a place to go. If you like to lobster during lobster season, that is a place to go. Great place to go. It is so beautiful there. Now, Key West has gotten very, very busy, especially with a lot of the cruise ship docking. So my favorite thing is to stay near Marathon or Duck Key or Isla Mirada, which is also fun and busy. But I like Marathon probably as my favorite. But stay there and then drive down to Key West for a day and an evening. And what I do is I look at the cruise schedule for that time that I'm going to be there. So usually I go for a week. So I look at the cruise schedule and I see when is a good time that there aren't a lot of cruises, or maybe no cruises docking, because the cruises let a lot of people out. And of course it can be super duper busy then, maybe not as fun in Key West, but there's some great restaurants. Of course, Sunset in Key West is not to be missed, and the southernmost point. So don't miss out on the Florida Keys. They are a great option if you are a Florida resident, not a Florida resident, but if you're a Florida resident, if you're on the Space Coast, you can drive there. It's a fun drive, and maybe stop in South Beach for just a day. And so let's talk about South Beach. South Beach is very well known, and we're talking about South Florida, Miami Beach. There is so much to do there. It's a cultural, festive, wonderful place to go. I happen to love the Miami vibe. I lived in Miami for a while. You can get, of course, the best Cuban food, but there's so many different types of food to get there. If you're a foodie, again, I love food, so I'll talk about food a lot. But great nightlife, beautiful beaches, so much to do, and they have a lot of events. So you could time it when you can go to an art show or something like that. Fort Lauderdale is also a lot of fun. All these places have great shopping and restaurants, so don't miss out. And of course now we think we're going to get the Brightline stop in the north area of our county, which will be amazing. The Brightline's the high-speed rail that will take us back to Orlando to the airport, but it will also take us down to South Florida. So if you wanted to go down there, spend the day, spend a night or two, you don't even need to drive. You'll just be able to take the Brightline. Right now, where we are, we have to go to Orlando to catch it, or we have to go south a little bit, but I'm pretty sure we'll be getting a Brightline station soon, so that is not to be missed. Another amazing place to visit is Florida's Panhandle. It is beautiful there, very relaxing. There are a lot of resort areas. It has more of that, what you think of the old time coastal charm. So it is a drive from where we are on the Space Coast, but if you're looking for a week's vacation and you want to spend a week at the beach, there's not a lot of places better than Florida's Panhandle. And you're also close to a lot of historical things. You're close to areas that you can really go in and enjoy nature. That's definitely a consideration if you're thinking about a trip to Florida's Panhandle. Some of my other favorite places to go from Florida's Space Coast, Mount Dora for antiquing. That is one of the best spots, and you can stay there. There's charming inns to stay in. I think there's one that has ghosts, so that's on my list because I want to go stay where there's some ghosts. You can also go to St. Augustine. I love St. Augustine. I will not go back again probably during Christmas time. It gets very, very busy. But I just love the charm of St. Augustine. I love to stay in a bed and breakfast there and walk into the old town and just wander around. There's also lots of Airbnbs if you prefer that. But it is just such a great, friendly, welcoming town. And they have beautiful beaches there as well. You can also take a day trip over to Jacksonville if you're interested in seeing Jacksonville. Another great place is New Smyrna Beach. Lots to do in New Smyrna Beach. Great restaurant, The Garlic. So cheers to The Garlic. A lot of us drive there. And for us, it's a drive, but we drive there to go to The Garlic. They don't take reservations, so get there when they open. So these were some great options for you if you are living on the Space Coast or coming to visit the Space Coast and you want to see some more of Florida. We have so much to do here on the Space Coast as well in Brevard County. Of course, don't miss a rocket launch. And our beaches, I think, they're hard to beat. I don't even know if you could beat them. And I've talked about what to do on the Space Coast before, and I will talk about it again, but if you scroll back and look at an older video, you'll be able to see lots of my Space Coast options, or reach out and I'd be happy to fill you in if you're planning a trip here soon. Also, if you're looking for a home or you're looking to sell your home on the Space Coast, I would love to help. My name is Carolyn Smith. I am the team leader of the Coastal Estate Team with Compass. I've been selling real estate here on the Space Coast for 17 years, over 17 years now, and I would love to help. So if you're looking for a realtor, you can reach me by messaging me on whatever platform you're watching this on, sending me a text or call or an email. I'd love to hear from you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. If there's any topics you're interested in me covering related to real estate, please drop a comment and I will put it on my list. All right, take care. See you next time. Cheers.